Hey guys, how's it going? So I want to show you something a little bit different today. As you can see here, we're just hanging out in my desktop, and you can see Anthropic's Claude AI saying, "Hello, alphamine, good evening." And it's a decent evening. I'm a little salty with Anthropic today because I've been getting rate limited on API calls. And it's really nothing but a function of my use of AI, which has kind of been growing heavier and heavier over the last month or so. And so what I want to show you guys is something pretty cool. And as you'll see here, this OpenClaw.ai, which I'm sure is something you guys have heard of. It's kind of been blowing up recently. And I have been using the absolute shit out of OpenClaw the last couple weeks. I'm my own personal AI agent. His name is Lord Beerus. He's the shit. Helps me out all the time. And as I've been doing this the last week or so, I've thought to myself that I think this would be really helpful for a lot of people, and I'm a huge beginner at this stuff. And so what I want to show you is how to set up your own OpenClaw AI agent that you can chat with in Discord. And that has just like totally changed everything for me because, I've been just using Claude Code, through Microsoft Visual Studio to just kind of help me get stuff done, manage servers, whatever. And by integrating my AI agent with Discord, now I can chat and get everything done in my like personal DMs in Discord and then leave my house or leave my office. And as I'm driving down the street, I can use talk to text and like tell my Discord, hey, did the cron job go through? Can you check on the status? Can you enter in this command? What is the health of, whatever, my US1 server? And my agent will do it. And I could be like at the gym or like going driving to the grocery store. And it's just totally changed everything for me. And I thought it was really helpful. And so I want to share that with you guys. It's not that hard. If I can do this, you can definitely do it. And I just think it's really cool to kind of be able to have your own AI agent that you're running locally, right? You're doing external API calls, but all the context is like on your local server. So that's really what I want to show you, how to kind of get it set up, how to chat with your own, locally run agent in your own Discord. So let's dive in, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do this right now. So first thing that I think is really cool, and you guys are going to want to make note of, is you can do this on Mac, Windows, or Linux, okay? And also any chat app. I'm going to show you Discord because I think that's pretty neat, and that's what I've been using. But you can use Telegram or, Slack, Signal, iMessage, whatever you want. And then the other thing I don't think I mentioned a minute ago is that it has its own, the MD files, the markdown files. It has its own, you could have it like store lessons. Basically the persistent memory is what is like kind of been a huge game changer, right? Like usually it'd be like that movie 50 First Dates, right? Like your AI has amnesia when you're dealing with Claude Code, but this is totally different, right? Like as it works, it'll store things to memory, and then when it wakes back up and it does the compacting, it'll know what the fuck you guys have been working on, and that has been fantastic. So just wanted to point that out real quick. And now what you're going to need in order to do this is I would recommend like a dedicated system. The specs do not have to be crazy. This is why Mac minis were like blowing up a week or two ago. So if you have like a simple server that you can use, you can install Ubuntu on there and run this in Linux. I am going to show you exactly how to get this set up by SSHing into a terminal. So what you're going to need to do is get whatever hardware you want to run this on. In my other videos, you've seen how to kind of do it, install of Ubuntu 24.04 server. So get yourself a light server that you can dedicate, or if you have an extra PC, something you've been using as AI rental, you can run this alongside on there. Just, I would separate this out, right? Like I didn't decide to do this on my daily driver, like Windows work PC. So get yourself a dedicated server and then get into your terminal, okay? And then we're going to go from there. So I'm going to just SSH in, right? And use Microsoft Visual Studio, and, show you how to do it from there. But once you're in your terminal, then you'll be able to follow along of whatever system you want to use to do this. All right, guys, so I'm now SSH'd into the Ubuntu server that I'm going to be doing this install on. And again, there is many different ways that you can do this. I'm just showing you this method, which I think works pretty solid. And so I'm going to hop on over into the docs, clicking runs on this machine and getting started. we're going to be doing the Linux install, just running this curl command. If you don't have curl, just do apt install curl. And let's actually make a tmux session. So we'll do tmux new -s agent. Okay, and there we go. We're just going to copy this command and it'll do everything, right? So this one command should get everything installed. It's going to see if we have Node.js, right, and install that. So let's just let this run for a second. Good, and it is going, and Git is already installed. So we're just going to let that finish. Okay, so that initial run command has finished, and it is now time for us to go through this onboarding wizard process here. So I am just going to, check yes, I understand that this is personal by default, and shared multi-user requires lockdown continue. I'm going to go with the quick start configure, and then at this point in time, you can use any model that you have access to. So I have been using Anthropic for a few months now, and so I have an Anthropic API key. Now, with that being said, over the last few days, I've been getting pretty frustrated and have been dealing with rate limiting. And I've been using the paid plan. I've even used the more expensive tier of the paid plan. And I've been getting rate limited from Anthropic. And it's kind of delaying, kind of the things I'm working on. And so I'm new to all this stuff. And so it has come to my attention that there is something I think that's pretty popular right now called OpenRouter. And I'm going to set this up for the first time in this video. I've never used OpenRouter before, but my understanding of OpenRouter is that you can get one API key that will give you access to all of the different models, and some open source models as well. And I believe it's cheaper than going the route of paying directly, to the whomever the provider is. And so I want to explore that right now, as well as looking forward, doing this completely locally on like a 4090 or a 5090 setup, and also testing out QUAI's Entropic, because I need a cheaper, more reliable solution, because I'm really starting to use this stuff quite a bit and it's very fun. So I'm just kind of looking at this site now for the first time, and it does look like they have, I saw IotaPie from Viper.net, shout out to him. He commented on my X post yesterday about QUAI, which I've never used, and I'm going to check that out. I think he's running that locally, so that is very interesting to me. But it looks like they do, in fact, have every different model available, so that's pretty neat. I like the idea of having one API key that's cheaper that I can then use to run not only Claude and Sonnet or Opus, also if I want to experiment with some of the open source models, as well as OpenAI's or anybody else's. I wish I could organize this by price here. That would be pretty helpful. But you can see we're paying per input token and output token on these different models. Now, I stumbled on a video, which I will link to their channel in the video description below, but it seems to be the case that you can test out these open source models, something called Minimax 2.5, which apparently is on par with Claude Opus. And if you look at the price of input and output tokens here, so we got 29 cents and $1.20 input and output respectively. And then let's take a look at Opus, which is significantly more. That's like almost triple there. And if it is truly on par with this, then that clearly will save you lots and lots of money if you're using this stuff quite a bit. So huge shout out to Bart Slaw. I don't know how to say that last name, but I stumbled on his video and he's discussing using OpenRouter here. And so I'm going to give that a shot and go ahead and sign up to OpenRouter right now and have one API key. All right, so I've made myself a OpenRouter account here, and I'm going to take the advice of somebody who seems to know more about this than me. I found out about this on YouTube. And go ahead and use this Minimax model. I guess I want to create an API key, so let's just go ahead and do that. Create your first API key using OpenRouter. This is going to be test. We'll do test agent actually. Credit limit optional. We'll leave that. Reset. No expiration. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh shit. I'll make sure that I blur that out. All right, so I have, excuse me, my API key, and I have not added a payment method yet or any credits. I guess I'm gonna have to do that next. But let's go ahead now and continue the setup over here. So I'm going to, get back into my, SSH session in my terminal, and I'm going to use my OpenRouter API key. Paste API key now is what I'm going to do. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't want to show you it. I'm probably going to delete this one and make another, but just in case. So I'm going to go over into my API keys. I actually already copy and pasted it out, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now from the notepad. Okay, so I copy and pasted my API key and hit enter. And there is all the models here. So I wanted to try that Minimax. Let me see. M2.5, Minimax M2.5, which is, well, allegedly as good as, Claude's Opus 4.5 or 6. So let me see if I can find that. Everything seems to be in alphabetical order. This is pretty cool. It really does seem to have everything: DeepSeek, Gemini, Longa, whatever, Minstrel. Okay, wait, so it should be in here, right? It should be Minimax. I passed it. It's up here. So Minimax M2.5 is what I'm going to go with, and we're going to give it a shot. Okay, now, in the video I'm going to link, that gentleman does Telegram. The whole purpose of this is I have set up Discord, and I want to show you guys how to do that. It's been wildly helpful being able to chat with my own personal agent that is being run locally. It's doing external API calls, but all the context is local, and then I can talk to it on Discord, and I love it. And I want you guys to be able to do this. There's so much stuff that you can do that I'm not doing yet. I haven't used it to send emails or, do my calendar or anything. I'm just, slowly integrating this into everything I do. And so, yeah. Let's go ahead and get this set up on Discord. So, at this point in time, you're going to need the Discord bot token. And so you're going to go to the discord.com developer section. I will leave a link to that in the video description below. This is Lord Beerus, my current agent. And this is the QUAI energy bot that has been built for QUAI tipping in the server. And so I'm going to click new application. And this is just going to be test agent. And I agree, and we're going to go ahead and create this. I am a human, believe it or not. And we need our Discord bot token. All right, so I'm going to leave all this stuff standard. This is all just a test. This is the OpenRouter test. I'm going to just store my public key here. Oh, shit. And my application ID. I don't know if I definitely need that. But we are going to need to go ahead and make this now. So hold on, let me pull this over so we can see a little better. Okay, there we go. Now, I need the token, right? I'm going to need my Discord bot token. So I believe that's in this OAuth 2 area. Right, so going into bot here, and then we're going to do reset token. And this needs my authorization code that I'm guessing is going to get texted to me. Oh, wait, no, my 2FA. Hold on, I'll do that. Okay, and so here is my token. I'm going to delete all this when it's all said and done. And so I'm going to copy that token. I would save it in a notepad. And then I'm going to go ahead and copy that into my setup over here in my terminal. And do I want to configure channels access? Yes, I do. And we are going to do an allow list. Yeah, going to go with the allow list here. My plan is to actually just make a brand new server that only I'm in with the bot, and then I'll message the bot and add it as a friend, and then just talk to it in DMs. So we're going to go ahead and choose allow list and get the server channel allow list. Okay, so I'm actually going to just leave this blank for now. And let's see, configure skills. Okay, so we're going to skip configuring the skills for now. And we do not need a Google Places. We do not need that. We do not need that. No. No. Enable hooks. No, we're not worried about that right now. And system D services are unavailable. Skipping lingering. and checks and service install. All right, and bam! I think we are good. I think it just got done. Onboarding complete. Use the use the dashboard link above to control OpenClaw. All right. Okay, so now we're just about there. This OpenClaw app by default uses this 18789 port. So make sure, this server has that port open because you're going to SSH tunnel into this now to access it. And so also I would do UFW allow and that port as well. I actually need to change ports because I have one of these running on my network already. But you're going to just do UFW allow and just make sure that, on your router you have this port open. So I'm just swapping. I just did OpenClaw configure section gateway, and I'm just going to change mine. You don't have to do this if, you shouldn't need to, but I'm just showing you how if you ever decide you want to. And I'm just going to change it to 18790 because this will be my test agent. I don't want to disrupt my main agent. Okay, so then I'm going to hit enter. Yes, I'm going to do loopback look only, and the gateway auth is token. Yes, yes. Okay, and so then as root user, because that's what I set this up as, I'm not sure if you're supposed to do it that way. I ran OpenClaw gateway, and we are going, it's getting a little mad because I actually need to finish setting this up. But the gateway is running, and now we need to hop back over into this bot section. And I think we need to go down to, we need to set our permissions properly, basically, okay? Yes, so we're gonna be in bot and then privileged gateway intents. And we need to, Yes, so under privileged gateway intents, we need to turn on message content intent. All right, then make sure we hit save changes. Oops, hold on. Boom, and there we go. I had toggled off public bot, but leave public bot on, and then turn on message content intent, and you should be good to go. It's still getting mad. Let's give it a second. Right, now it seems to have calmed down. That updated automatically, and so now I want to talk to my bot. And so I'm going to create a private Discord server, and then I'm going to invite my bot to that server, and then I'm going to DM it from there. So I have already created just an alphamine HQ server. And so you're going to go ahead and just create your own. So, you just whatever your server's looking at, scroll down here to add a server. You're going to create your own. This is just for, me and my friends. Server name is going to be bot test. I'm going to delete this when I'm done. And we're going to make this brand new server. All right. So from here, we're going to go to this OAuth 2 section over in the, Discord developer area. And then underneath the URL, the OAuth URL generator, section, we need to check off, the permissions and the scopes and permissions of what we want this thing to be able to do. So I'm going to come over into here and click bot. And then once you click bot, I need to give my bot permissions. It needs to be able to send messages. It needs to be able, so if you want your bot to be a moderator in your server, you can do that. You can have manage roles, kick members, ban members, etc. I just want mine to be able to send messages, send, what else do I need? Read message history. So send messages and read message history is all that I'm going to be using this for right now. Again, you could create a bot literally that you have be your Discord community moderator, right? Okay, so now I should be able to copy and paste this generated URL into my browser now. And I'm going to be able to invite, hopefully, my bot to my server. So I'm going to add him to my personal server, my bot test server. And continue and authorize. Boom. And I got a little notification. Test agent has joined your server. Okay, so it's in here. Let's go ahead and let's try and message our agent. Hello, test agent. And see if that works. Woo! Oh, shit. Wait, OpenClaw access not configured. Just pairing code. Ask the bot owner to approve it. Oh shit, 1 second. Okay, so I just need to approve my pairing code. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to come over here, open a new terminal. I've been doing all this as root. I'm not sure if that's the correct way to do it, but then I'm just going to run OpenClaw pairing approve Discord, and then this token here, and hopefully that does the trick. Good. Approve sender. All right. I speak fluent Bash. Okay, now let's try this again. Hello, test agent. How are you? Ah, test agent is typing. And hey, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. I'm just that's so cool. All right, guys. So there you have it. Now you have your test agent. This thing has persistent memory. You can talk to it from your phone when you leave your house. And if you talk to your AI agent in like a regular chat window, what I've been doing is I'll have the regular chat window open in Discord, but I'm finding it's better to just kind of pick one. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. You can even like tell it to change models from here. I think you can even do /models. Yeah, so you can do a whole bunch of different commands. I just wanted to show you how to get this all set up. And so if you follow these steps, you can just kind of elaborate on them if you want to have like your own Discord moderator. But I will leave a link to the video I was talking about earlier and some of these commands in the description below. But hope you guys can kind of get this set up and running. And then I'm going to look into next how to do this completely locally and not pay for anything. Okay, so at this point you're off to the races and you can start using your bot and chatting with it. However, there's still a couple like helpful commands that I'm gonna leave a link to Google Doc in the video description below for you to access, because what if your server shuts down, or your API rate limiting kicks in and your thing is hanging. As I've been using this for the last week or two, there's just like a couple of things that occur. It's not perfect, so I'm gonna leave some of those helpful commands below. And then the other thing that you can do, which I find pretty helpful, is we actually haven't tunneled into the agent via the web browser yet, and you can use the web chat as well. There's a lot of options. I think I've just scratched the surface with this. But if you remember, I said you're going to want to make sure you have that one port open, and we're going to use PowerShell now to just kind of tunnel into the server through the OpenClaw. So I am going to do PowerShell. I'm actually going to right click and run as administrator. And then we are going to copy and paste this command in here in SSH tunnel into our server. However, this was spit out during the config setup, and so but remember, I changed mine to port 18790, so make sure you have the right port. And then the username of whatever server, right? So mine's cluster 06 here, and then the host is the IP address, right? And so you could just do, IP address show, and make sure whatever server you're using, you have the correct local IP address for. And so then I just go ahead and copy and paste that in. It didn't work the first time there. I wasn't doing it right. And then the second time. So this is my command again. I'll leave you guys link to the Google Doc with all the stuff in there. And now it'll just be like this, and we're good to go. So now we can go into our web browser and access the dashboard now that we have tunneled in via SSH. So let's go ahead and copy and paste this with our token into the web browser, and voila, we have it. So we can now talk to our agent here. So obviously it's still there in Discord. So let's see if this is still functioning. Yeah, it is. That's cool. Hey, I'm doing well. Just woke up in the workspace, fresh and ready to go. So you can hop on over into agents. And this is where all the heart of everything lives. So the files here, this is like, there's some pretty cool stuff. I'm just showing this to you if you want to kind of poke around and get more familiar with this. But this is like some of the, memory's not here yet. Well, I think this gets added as you go. These are some of the tools. This is some of the stuff that kind of really sets it apart and has happened in the last couple of days, or, well, I guess I should say weeks. where, you know, your agent kind of like stores memories, and you can even tell it, okay, I need you to make a lessons markdown file, and every time you fuck up, I want you to remember the fix and add that to your lessons and your memory so that next time we won't have this problem again. And that has really changed a lot for me. And so you can monitor your usage. You can set up cron jobs if you don't know what that is. It's just like a scheduled task. You know, you want a command to run at a certain time. You want to back up your database, whatever, every day at 1 a.m. And so there you go. You now have everything you need. So you can run this bot and talk to it in Discord. There are so many more things that you could do with this that I'm not doing yet, right? Like if you want to have this manage your whatever, you can have it post for you. You can have it send emails. I actually usually use this a little bit in my regular job. But yeah, so there you go, guys. You could talk to your Discord bot now on your phone while you're driving with voice to text. And then, you know, also if you want to hop in and use the entire dashboard, everything is here for you. So that's it. Good luck. And I'm going to be hopefully following up soon with doing this totally locally, right? I don't want to have to pay for anything. And I'm going to use one of my own servers. And I want to show you guys how to do that if I can pull it off. So good luck and have fun out there.